What's going on with y'all boys, man? CJ back with another video. So today I got the top 10 most rare builds for y'all. I swear y'all probably never even seen most of these builds in the park. You probably won't ever see these builds. Some of them are alright, some of the builds are just trash. I wouldn't really recommend making them, but I'm going to show y'all how to make all of these builds. So we got 10 builds right here, not in order, but we're going to start with the break starter. It's a 6'9" center. So you see a 6'9" center. I'm pretty sure you can change the height and the weight. You can change all of that. The only thing I wouldn't change is position. I think position needs to stay the same. So it's the break starter build. You see the finishing is like really the shooting, the finishing is so this build isn't too good. You could probably like move passing down a few ticks and upgrade everything else. So really just play around with this and see if you get the same name still. But yeah, this one right here is the break starter. This would probably just be good for rec. You grab rebounds. Perimeter defense 79, not too bad. It's alright. So you get 79 perimeter defense, interior defense. So the defense is pretty good. You don't get no block though. That's what sucks. No block. But like I was saying, you can move the attributes around. So this is the break starter. Y'all probably will never see this build in the park or rec. I've never seen it. You probably never see it. So this is the first rare build I'm showing y'all. They're gonna compare you to Bam, Alperen Sengun, and Wendell Carter. Alright, build number 2 is a prospect. And honestly, this build probably isn't good at all. It can like just barely do everything, which is weird. So we're gonna go ahead and get into, you see everything is a 70. So this build could just barely do everything. Like the 70 driving layup you can get away with, 70 driving dunk you can pull it off. 73 pointer, this is where it's gonna suck because the bases, when your 3 is low or your mid range is low, you're not gonna have access to good jump shot animations. And then your passing and ball control 70. So overall it's just a very mediocre build, just a very mid build. I wouldn't recommend making this one unless you finesse it a little bit. Again, you can move some of this stuff around and see what you can do with it. This is the prospect build, and for the prospect they're going to compare you to Kyle Kuzma, Scotty Barnes, and Sean Marion. And then build number 3, we got point of attack stopper. This one I think was pretty decent. 81 driving layup is really good. Anytime you get an 80 or 81 driving layup, that's perfect. You really don't need to go any higher. You can if you want to for different animations and badges, but 81 is really good. 75 is a solid dunk rating. You get some pretty good dunks in there. And then your 3 is a 77, which is very doable. So 77 3 is really good. 75 ball control. So actually this really isn't a bad build. This is a pretty solid build. If you're good at the game, you can get away with this. So this is definitely a rare build right here. You get 93 perimeter defense, you get 91 steal, 78 block, 60 rebound for rebound chases still, and then you have the 90 speed, which is really good. So this is a pretty good lock right here. And then here they're going to compare you to Devin Vassell. This is Mikal Bridges, Doug Christie. All right, so now we're moving on to the 4th build. This is another rare one. I haven't seen this. Now this one might be a little bit more definitely is more common than the last 3. Still, I don't think you'll really be seeing this in the park that much, but 2-way inside the arc maestro, 6'6" point guard. I think you can change position on this one. I'm not sure. You see here we get the 89 dunks, so you get contact dunks, the mid-range. Now if you're good at the game, you can get away with the 55-3. If you know how to time your shot perfectly, you can get away with it. You get the 78 mid-range. If you've seen my videos before, I'm shooting with the 78 mid-range and the 55-3. So you just gotta know your jump shot, but you do get JT Thor base with this right here. You get one of the best bases in the game with contact dunks. The layup is a bit low, but you can get away with it. And then we have 87 pass accuracy, 85 ball handle, so it's a really good ball handling build. Now on top of that, you have defense, so you get 93 perimeter defense, 85 steal. So this right here, this build actually looks good. So right there's the name, 2-way inside the arc maestro, and you're going to be compared to Lonzo Ball, Baron Davis, and Drew Holiday. And then on to build number 5. You probably never see this one again, but again, not too rare. You may come across this once in a while. Again, I've never seen this build. You probably really won't see it. It's a back-to-basket guard. So you want to go 6'6" point guard. Again, you can change the height if you want to. Maybe even change the position. I'm pretty sure you can change position. I know position changes the name sometimes. Like small forward, instead of being called a playmaker, you'd be called a point forward. So if you go small forward position, that's how you get the point forward names. But here you see we get a 99 close shot. Again, this is like a very different type of build, but this could work right here. So again, we got the 55-3, the 80 mid-range, so we get good releases, JT Thor base, so you can definitely shoot with that if you know what you're doing, especially with takeover. And then in the paint, post hooks of death. So this is really like your Magic Johnson build with less passing, probably less ball control, but the defense is there. The ball handling 80, you can work with that. The pass accuracy 83, which is pretty good. The most important thing on this build right here is the inside stats. So the 99 post hook, which is insane, toxic. You just keep throwing up post hooks. Also on top of that, you can hit post fades. I'm pretty sure you get post fade Phenom Hall of Fame. Yep. So you get post fade Phenom Hall of Fame. You're just going to be crazy in the post spin technician Hall of Fame. So this build right here actually could be lethal if you know what you're doing, if you know how to play, especially in the post. It's like a post scoring point guard. I would recommend probably going a little bit higher on the height. So you see here, they're gonna compare you to Cade Cunningham. I almost said Duke Dennis. Dennis Johnson and Luka Doncic. All right, so on to build number 6. This one's also pretty good. It's a 6'8 guard. This one's kind of like a T-Mac type of build. You're 6'8", 7'2 wingspan. You got good defense. You just have no block. 60 rebounding. You can handle the ball. Passing's high. 82 3, which is really good. 72 mid-range, which you can work with. And then you get contact dunks. You actually get not all the contact dunks. I think you get elite contacts off 2. And then all the pro contact dunks. You don't get elite off 1, you need 96. So you get contact dunks, 94 driving dunks, Slithery finisher Hall of Fame, 74 driving layup, which is solid. Again, you can move anything however you want. Bring some ticks down and just move the attributes around. And then here they're gonna compare you to J.R. Smith, DeJounte Murray, and OG Anunoby. And then on to build number 7. This one's actually good. I actually think this build is really good, and I like the name too. It's a two-way three-point shot creator. You're gonna be a 6'6 point guard. And this build right here, no finishing, but you have a high 3. You get Agent 3 silver, so you hit fade 3, stuff like that. Very good shooter. 93 ball control, could definitely ISO. The pass accuracy is low, but again, you can move attributes however you want. Try to get the same name. You get a 94 perimeter defense, so defense is really good. You also get a block, high speed, which is really good, high acceleration. So this build could definitely work. 73 layup is good, but just gonna be like a very good ISO player, and you have defense on top of that, and you're 6'8". And then here they're gonna compare you to Kirk Heinrich, Lonzo Ball, and Drew Holiday. And again, the build name is the two-way three-point shot creator. All right, so build number 8 is a tempo pushing 2 guard, another rare build for y'all. Y'all probably really won't see this around too much. So all these builds, they're not the greatest. They're not like the greatest builds, are really good. I do have some other builds that I put out, maybe individual videos for those. These are just like the most rare builds that you really won't see in the park. So tempo pushing 2 guard, you really won't see this, but a 6'7 shooting guard. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all the stats for this one. 76.3, which is solid. The mid-range is low, but you can still shoot with that. The driving layup is low, and then the 99 steal. So this build is it's alright. A lot of these builds are pretty mid or like decent. They're not really comp builds. You can get away with it. It's just for fun or the name. Again, you can change the attributes however you want. And then here you're gonna be compared to Larry Hughes, DeJounte Murray, and Tyler Herro. And then build number 9, we got the two-way glue guy. This is another rare build that you won't see. Another note I want to throw in there, so a lot of these builds, like there's names where it just says glue guy or point forward. You can just get that. Now, if you want to add the two-way in there, all you need is like a 90 perimeter defense, I think. So all you need like 93 at most, but definitely like a 90 perimeter defense, and you get the two-way in there. So if you come up with a build and it says like playmaker, point forward, shot creator, something like that, and you want the two-way in there or just a long title, just bring the perimeter defense up to like a 90. All right, so this one's the two-way glue guy. Pretty solid build here, actually. The thing that sucks, again, is the finishing. Like the driving layup 70, but you can get away with it. So it's not terrible. You can get away with this right here. 80 standing down, which you really don't need. Now, one thing that's pretty solid with the finishing is the post. It's at a 90, so you get post spin technician, post fade phenom Hall of Fame, 86 mid range. So you can definitely score in the post, definitely shoot the ball, ISO. So you're pretty good. Then on top of that, you have defense. So all around the build is pretty good. Like this can be a very good all around build if you know what you're doing. Like I said, the 70 is but you got good stats here. And then this one too. So if you make this build, look who they compare you to. You get compared to LeBron and Jason Tatum, so that one's pretty cool. If you tweak it around, you can be compared to Lamar Odom, LeBron James, and Jason Tatum, so that's pretty cool right there. And then the final build here, you're gonna be a two-way three-point forward. Another long name, another unique name. I've never seen this. Now, you might come across this sometimes, but it's another rare build, so I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all this one. You wanna go small forward. That's how you get the point forward name. You can go taller, change the stats around, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you can go taller. Again, if you want to change the stats, go ahead. So we got the 76 driving layup, the 92 3, 92 ball control, 94 perimeter defense. So this build actually looks pretty good. You got no steal, no block, which is not good, but the perimeter defense is there. The ball handle is there. What you can do, if you want to get the two-way out of the name, if you don't really care for the two-way, you can bring the perimeter defense down, and it'll take two-way out of there. You can bring some other stuff up, maybe give yourself a block, or even drop the speed. But this build right here looks pretty solid. You get a high three-point rating, high ball control. So right here, you see, you're compared to Wally Skrbiak, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Chris Middleton, and you're gonna get the name two-way three-point forward. So we're gonna go ahead and just look through all the builds one more time before we end the video. Get a break starter, prospect, point of attack stopper, two-way inside the arc maestro, back to the basket guard, inside out combo guard, two-way three-point shot creator, tempo pushing 2 guard, two-way glue guy, and then the two-way three-point forward. So those are some pretty unique names. I'm gonna do some more videos on these. I got like 40 builds with some like pretty unique names. That's the end of the video. Thank y'all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.